Hello and welcome to Reuzel Live. Today is November 27th, 2023. My name is Nicholas Giberson with Reuzel Education. Today we have a very special presentation all the way across from the pond, all the way from across the pond, European Technical Training Manager, International Scumbassador, and Schorem Alumni, my friend, most importantly, Paul Taylor-Clinch. How you doing, Paul?
I'm good. Thank you so much, Nick, for that amazing introduction. It is so good to be back, guys. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I did one of these. Me and Nick were actually chatting briefly before. We were trying to figure out when it was. So if you can remember, please do let us know in the comments. As Nick said, my name is Paul Taylor-Clinch, and I'm the Technical Training Manager for Reuzel Europe. Today, we're going to actually look back and do one of our classic haircuts next year, because we've got a whole other new curriculum coming. We've got our new haircuts, our new terminology, our new language within the haircuts. I'm going to be speaking a little bit about that today. But today, to start it off, or to end basically my reign this year, we're going to do a boogie haircut. So you can see I've just sectioned it all out there just to start with. And we're going to do our baseline to start, just to remove that weight that we know we don't need. So I'm going to be taking my clipper. As always, guys, I'll be lifting the hair horizontally to 90 degrees, working to my sternum. So I've already set the chair to work for my height. I'm taking a step. And I'm just going to work through into the crown area here. Not much is coming on. Matt's a pretty regular client, but it's still important, guys, to do these steps. Yeah, it's super important to make sure that we're consistently working through steps, even if there's not as much to come off. It's a way of that we know where we are within our haircut. So again, going back to this side, I'm starting on the squarest point. I'm going to start basically coming up, coming through, taking a step forward, coming up, and through. And you notice, guys, I'm lifting my comb straight up. I'm not coming right out here. I'm not tilting it inwards into the head. I'm just coming straight up and out. Taking a step. Taking a step. Very good. What I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to check that with my scissors. Of course, only using the best Mitsutani. I'll tell you what I'll do, actually. I'm going to use my favorite ones. I use my second favorite one, just because they've made a massive resurgence and I've loads of orders. But I'm going to use our Bloody Butcher edition tonight. Left-handed, of course. And what I'm doing now, guys, I'm just checking my baseline, because I just want to make sure that I've got a nice, no little edges, because as we know, that clipper is moving a lot faster than our scissor. So I'm trying to make sure that we get everything as nice and smooth before continuing our haircut.
Hey, Paul, we got a question for people just checking in.
Yes, sir.
Someone had asked, what style cut is this?
So today, guys, we're going to be doing the boogie haircut. So it's mostly about going through techniques that we use in that haircut. So, doing our zonals, and I'll talk through the zones when it comes to like the fade work. And then we're also going to talk about the mat that we would typically use for this haircut through the top there. So what I'm going to be doing, guys, is going to come back, and I'm just going to section it all out. So it gives me a clear roadmap on where I need to go with this haircut. It's so easy to get lost, especially when you're dealing with longer lengths. So with this, guys, so it's easier. So I'm going to find out where that hair naturally is splitting. Maybe combing that down there, far apart. And guys, you may have heard it all before, but as much as I love our Reuzel products, and believe me, I do, the best thing I can use to start my haircut is water. Because I can see that it's just laying down absolutely beautifully. Everything is laying as it should. So, coming through, guys, we are going to be separating our crown section. And then I'm going to be separating our corner section. And that is going to leave us with the front. Making sure it's nice and neat, guys. And what I'm doing here is I use my big teeth to make the section and my small teeth to comb the hair. This way, it's just going to allow us to have maximum tension in the hair. So just making that out of the way so it's nice and clean, nice and neat. Nice and clean, nice and neat. So you can see our 1, 2, 3 on this side, guys. And what we're going to do is we're going to break that down and we're going to work section by section through this haircut. That way then, it's just like we say, going to give us a nice clear roadmap and we can't get lost or confused. And we're literally going to start at the crown section here. I'm just going to do a diagonal section there. As you can see, it's making a nice, neat little triangle here. Coming out through. I can see my baseline in between the hair. Can you see that, Hass? Yeah, amazing. And just attaching it. Making another diagonal section here, guys. And you can see that triangle. It's getting smaller and smaller. You see that? So just get nice and small, nice and small. So again, coming out, seeing our guideline there. And you notice, guys, I've got an even tension here. I'm not like this, where you can see I'm losing tension there and it's all here. I'm not over-directing it forward. I'm literally just pulling straight out, horizontal to that section. And our last piece. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. Okay, guys, as we move around, so that was our crown section completed on our right-hand side, our non-parted side. Now we're moving over to our corner section here. And again, what I'm going to do is just separate this one out. And you can see there a nice sharp triangle through the top there. And what we're going to do is this is where we're going to start leaving a little bit more weight coming around the front. So again, here, I'm not even going to take anything off that very edge there because I'm going to maintain as much of that length as I possibly can. Comb the rest of that section down. Okay, guys, so splitting this front again, like we've done with our other sections. So splitting the hair with the big teeth, combing with the small teeth. And guys, we can see that strong triangular shape. So you're noticing a theme there with our haircuts. And again, here, I'm just going to come back and attach it to our corner section. Now we're on our front. And again, it's literally not very much to come off. But like we said at the start, guys, we're doing the process. It's not, we don't get paid for the hair that hits the floor. We get paid for the hair that stays on the head. All right, just something to like keep in mind there. So even if there isn't much necessarily to come off, So that doesn't mean, oh, right, okay, cool, we'll just sort of like half-ass it. I'm still putting in that same effort, making sure I've got the same consistency with my work. And then my final piece. Don't think anything's going to need doing. No. Right, now, to check it. How we would check it? Classic haircuts are backward styling haircuts. So the easiest way to check it is, remember, all I've got in is still my water. So I'm going to comb it back, and look at that, guys. That blend work is already sitting absolutely amazing. And that is the whole exterior of our boogie haircut on our non-parted side complete. Yeah. Nick, how are you doing? Any questions, chat?
All good on my end. No real questions. Everybody just dropping some piggies if they enjoyed the show so far. So lots of participation right there. Love what we're seeing. Doing great, Paul.
Fantastic. Okay, guys. So we are back on our crown section here. And you can see I've just split that. And again, I'm just attaching it. Hardly anything. But again, it's about the process, guys. It is not about how much. There we go. We can see there it's coming off. It's not about how much length we remove. The beauty of our haircuts at Reuzel is we have got our sort of map laid out in front of us. We've got how we are going to navigate through the haircut. We've also got amazing stuff with Partner Lab, with Reuzel University, which has step-by-step breakdowns of all of our haircuts, as well as our new and exciting haircuts coming as well. Coming through here, guys, I want to attach my corner to my crown section, working that front. And what I'll be doing, guys, is I'll be following the roundness of Matt's head with this. You can see there it's just sitting absolutely beautifully. Yeah? Okay, so let's recap what we've done so far. We have done our baseline. We have done on our non-parted side. We have done our crown, corner, and our front section. We split those down into 3, and you can see, guys, how we're making those sort of smaller triangles to break it down even more so we can stay safe and secure within our haircut. On our parted side here, we did our crown section, and then when that connected to the baseline, we used that to come around through onto the front there, where we've just rounded it in slightly just because that follows the natural shape. Now, cutting the top section, we already have our lengths through the crown section here. So all I'm going to be doing, guys, is attaching it to what we've already done. The beauty of our work at Reuzel is that it's always a step-by-step, dot-to-dot, paint by colors guide. Yeah. So coming up through, sorry. Can you see all right there, chat? Okay, guys, here we go. Lifting up, you can see just there. Can you see those short hairs at the back? Right on our crown section, absolutely, and here we go. Coming through to our apex. Now, as the head starts to curve into our front section, into the top, sorry, I'm there going to be leveling that off. You can see there the distance the hair is traveling. And then as we get to our very front, that is where we're just going to like over direct whatever hair we can. Work backwards on ourselves for as much precision as possible. Fantastic. And now I'm just going to check that, guys. Also going to connect my non-parted side. There's my guide. There's my guide. And now finally my parted side, guys. I'm going to be emphasizing that squareness here. So I'm just going to be elevating the hair straight up. So if we come across, smaller teeth so you guys can see nice and clear. There. Again, it is not loads to take off, but it is still important. Fantastic. Right, guys, that is the whole of our top section complete. That is the whole haircut, if you will, completed. I'm not sure how long we've been going live for, but you see that I hope you saw at least that with having that map through the haircut to show how I'm going to work and how to section off and how to basically not get myself lost within a haircut, just in the habit of just grabbing everything and going at random. At Reuzel, we have really great structural content with our work. So it's just something to keep in mind so that when you're watching our videos, you know, the amount of time and effort has gone into our programming and our zone work, it's absolutely phenomenal. So thank you guys for actually tuning in tonight. I really do appreciate it. Okay, what I'm going to do for Matt, because he likes it, is we're going to be putting in the hard part. So coming through. And now, not going ridiculously thick, but with darker, denser hair, you can get away with being that little bit thicker. Amazing. And then what I'm going to be doing is, of course, with my razor. Now, I always, guys, like to leave a dirty razor blade in my razor because that way, then the next client sees that I change it in front of them. Again, it's adding that sort of like trust, that hygiene. It's making the client actually aware of what you're doing. So it's just a little tip that I find helps, especially with new clients. And then you're sort of like showing them me and like, oh, so you see I'm changing the blade here. So yeah. Okay, and then coming through. But isn't that just a fantastic sound? Fantastic. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of our grooming tonic before I blow dry it. Now, one of my favorite things about this isn't the fact it's got amazing hold. No, it's the fact that it contains like argan oil, which is going to like help the skin, especially dealing with the heat. So if you'll put a little bit in, and then we're going to do some fade work. I'm going to talk through some zones, just so we're all on the same page. Now, when we're going through that, so good. So yeah, we're going to be talking through like fading techniques with working with our zones. Now, drying, we're going to start from our crown area. Matt, let me know if that's too hot. Is that okay? Amazing. Hi guys, and then as I move towards that apex, We're just coming and drying back on ourselves. We don't want to be starting from random spots and then we're just going to put dry hair on top of the wet hair. What we're trying to do is then put dry hair onto dry hair, and we're going to be working back to front with that, okay? As I get to the front, that is where I'm going to start introducing some volume. And that is how we're going to get that real nice sort of silhouette on our work. And if you've seen any of my pieces of work, either on Instagram or any shows or live videos I've done, you know the one thing about myself, I'm absolutely mad for silhouette. Mainly because, guys, as you see a really cool haircut from across the street, you see the silhouette, you see that side profile. Nobody walks like, unless it's like a comedian or whatever. But no, you see that shape, see that profile there. And ultimately, that is what we're aiming for when we're drying, or when we see something really cool across the street, we're seeing that profile. But guys, we can see just how beautifully that's blending in to our baseline there. And we haven't done anything on the sides. Yeah. At the very front here, I'm doing, I call it a Superman technique. Carrie, if you're watching, can we trademark it? That'd be fantastic. No, to do that, it's because I like coming through and getting that real strong S shape. And I call it Superman because nobody's ever told me that there's actually a name for it. So, Carrie, let's get Reuzel to trademark Superman. So it's coming through, and you can see just how a much amazing lift we can get with that.
Hey, Paul, this just in.
Sorry?
Carrie says, good one, Paul.
That means it's not going to happen. But A for effort, I'm sure. So, but again, guys, even just grooming tonic in, how great is that booty looking? And remember, we have not even cut the sides. Yeah? Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so start with, I'm just going to clear the area, and then we're going to go through our zones, guys. So essentially, I'm taking a number 3 guard here to zone 3. Now, zone 3, guys, is our transition zone. That is the zone where the head and the side, meet the top. E.g., all of that cool hair we've just created. And you can see here, thanks to my baseline work, it's pretty much blending straight in. Okay, guys, for zone 1, If you don't know, zone 1, guys, is where our neck and our contours are. So that is going to be doing the shortest point of our fade work.
Hey, Paul, real quick, can you show us on the head where zone 1 is with a finger or a comb?
Yes, sir. So we have got zone 1, so our contours nape area. Zone 2 is our occipital bone. Thank you. And zone 3 is our transition zone here. Zone 4 is the top. Now, through that sides area, that contour and nape area is zone 1. Zone 2 is our temple going into our occipital bone. Zone 3 is our transition, and zone 4 is the top there. Now, the reason I'm referring to them as zones, guys, is because us at Reuzel, we like to be, but that way we have our own language when it comes to doing haircuts. Just so then when we're teaching or demoing, we're on the same page. And if you haven't heard that yet before, then now you're in the club and you know. So again, I'm just moving down towards my nape area in zone 1. So again, if we're breaking this down, guys, as much as we possibly can, when it comes to, say, our fade work, if you look at it in the sense of, we've already done zone 3. Zone 3 was our transition. We've now done zone 1. So zone 2, literally this area remaining is where we're going to be concentrating for the rest of our haircut. But again, I hope you guys saw when I emphasized that after we did our baseline and we cut the style of our haircut, I hope you guys saw how quickly you can fly through something if you have the right map in front of you. Yeah. I'm just going over my foil shaver.
Hey, Paul, just jumping in.
Yes, sir.
Letting you know that we have viewers from all over the world. We've got people checking in from Greece, Guatemala, the United States, Canada, Mexico, Romania, Vietnam, Colombia, the UK, anywhere and everywhere. Lots of love and appreciation. And yes, I couldn't agree more. It's important to have a roadmap and a system of how to do things. I thought I should say that as well. And Germany just checked in. So great job.
Oh, amazing. Thank you guys so much. It really does mean a lot to not only myself, of course, but Nick, the other end of the camera here, that is doing a fantastic job setting up all these lives. Carrie, our head of education, for approving these things. So we appreciate the fact that you guys are taking the time out of your day, evening, it's evening here, to watch this today. So thank you so much for your support. So I'm continuing to move around the head. Beautiful. I'll tell you what, we'll start on this side. This is the light best. Let's go with here, I think. Fantastic. Good. Okay, guys. So, like we said, we've actually got zone 2. Zone 2 is the only thing remaining of this haircut here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to soften this into the beard, just so he's not obviously left with a blunt line. And I've just got no guards all the way open. And I'm going to go no guard completely closed. And I'm going to open it to halfway just to further soften that transition, guys. Fantastic. Okay. Moving through, I'm going to go with our one guard closed. And I'm not going up by much, literally a quarter of an inch. Again, working our beard in as well. Fantastic. Now, if there's a slight bit of darkness, you can put on that 0.5 guard. I'm just going to just soften that in. There we go. One of the things, guys, we don't do enough of as barbers, in my opinion, is we don't tend to reward ourselves as we go. And again, that's why it's so fantastic to have a roadmap. Because you can check yourself. You saw how excited I got when I was like, okay, let's brush this. Is it sitting as it should? Yes, fantastic. So, guys, we've got to big ourselves up every now and again and actually appreciate the fact that we do work hard. So, rewarding as we goes, adding that sense of achievement and happiness, not just at the end of our haircut, but during it. So right here, we've now got, for example, a number one down to skin. Amazing. Now we can carry on. So we did a 3 up to zone 3. There you go. 3, 3. So I'm going to be coming just underneath that with my number 2 guard, just to go to the bottom of zone 3 there. As you can see here, I'm literally hitting that sort of temple point on Matt's head. And I'm just working my way down that blend. Now that 1.5 guard all the way open. .5 guard closed. And now, guys, what we have is that 1 guard open. And we close it just a little bit. Fantastic. So while we're here, we'll soften the rest of that Matt's beard on this side.
Hey, Paul.
Yes, sir.
For the people watching that might not necessarily do a lot of clipper work or fading, can you explain to them what you're looking for when you're working from your zone, from zone 2 down to zone 1, and what you're looking for to remove?
Absolutely. In fact, I tell you what I can do is I can demo it. Hass, have you got your phone on here? No? Well, Matt, is this your phone? Yeah. Maybe you torch a second. So the short version, guys, is what I'm looking for when we're fading and we're doing in between zones 1 and zones 3. What I'm trying to do there is spread that light to darkness. Now, for example, if we just look at the floor here, if I turn the lights on, it's going to sound a bit weird, but we'll just humour me. If I shine this really close there, guys, you're going to see a really harsh edge around this light here. what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stretch that light so there's no solid darkness there. It's just a very smooth transition. Essentially, with fade work, what I'm looking for is to try and create a water painting. So you can't tell where I start to where I finish. I hope that guys has explained a little bit of what I look for when I'm doing fade work. Because again, here now I've still got to do some refining, but you can't see where, say, my skin line was to 0 to my half to my 1 to my 1 open to my 2, 2 open, 3. All of those little things being in zone 2, and you didn't see it. So I hope that explains for me what I'm looking for. Now, we'll do a little bit of them line up just through here. Just because what I want to do, guys, is I want to leave this side done. So when I'm moving around the head, I don't have anything to come back to. A little bit with my blending shear over comb. Of course, it's our Reuzel. And now one of the things I love about this shear, guys, or scissor, wherever you are in the world, one of the things I absolutely love is not only can I go horizontal, I can actually slice with this because the edges of my blade are curved. I'm not getting any friction, any pull. Matt, can you testify that I wasn't pulling your hair out? There we go. Yes. So that is our non-parted side here. Now, the reason, guys, you saw I only did this side of the head and not work my way all the way around, unless I'm really trying to get my steps in and get all the way around like this, all I can see is this area in front of me. Yeah? Over here is irrelevant. I can't see it, so I'm not interested. So again, that's for me breaking it down into stuff I can actually see. The beauty is now when I get to the back here where our crown section was, I've already got a bit of a head start. So I'm going to be able to marry into that. So again, guys, going from zone 1 into zone 2, I am going to be going no guard with the clipper all the way open. I'm just following around the head. So what you'll see, guys, is I'm not really taking loads of steps and moving. I'm more just using my hips and keeping dead central. Now the clip closed. Now when I open it halfway, to really get that softness. Boom, there we go. We got our 0 to a half, and you cannot see. Then, guys, we went to our number 1 guard. So essentially, guys, when I reach the midpoint of zone 2, that is where I'll be dropping. And I'll be working my way down the blend. Very close. And there we have it, guys. That is our 1, 2 skip. Now, of course, like on our non-partner side, we went with that 3 for zone 3. Now I'll be going down to my 2-yard. And now I'm marrying that up into our non-parted side here. And you can really start to see it start to come together. Look, it's starting to get that beautiful softness. And then, guys, what I'm doing now with my fade work is like I hope you guys saw when the lights went out and we did that little demo with the light. What I'm trying to do is stretch that light to darkness. So at the minute, it's still a little bit light dark. Yeah. The power of that sort of one guard, that is where you'll see that fade away. So coming up through. And I'm just marrying that into my non-parted side, guys. But what I want to know from the people watching, and I do appreciate we have viewers from all around the world tonight. So if you can, that would be fantastic. What I'd like to know is for the next sort of set of lives that, say, I do, when it's my turn again, 'cause we've got such a fantastic, large global team now. It's taken me nearly a year to get my go. So what I want to know, guys, is what is the next haircut? We've got some fantastic new trims. We've got the fro, we've got our low fade, we have got our mop top, which is a haircut completely done with a razor. We've got our crop haircuts. So I want to know from you guys what you would like to see as a walkthrough. So there we go. In terms of the blends, we've got that real nice mirror coming through. Coming together nice and soft. I'm going back to my blending machine. We're just softening off our transition zone, our zone 3. And look at that, guys. That is sitting absolutely flush. Absolutely fantastic.
Paul,
Yes, sir.
just checking in, just letting you know that I asked the viewers what products they want to see you style this boogie with, and we got a couple different answers. We got a surf cream suggestion, extreme hold with a dab of green, surf cream and green, red and green. So a couple different options there. So
Okay. All right.
use whatever you want.
I'll tell you what. I'll use the surf cream because it's brand new. So guys, I am literally just working my way on my final side of this fade work. Because I've explained it, I'm literally just gonna fly through this just so we can get, of course, to the good bit, the fun bit with the styling and the products. But if you guys do have any questions, please do put them in the comment section below. Our host, Nick, does a fantastic job at reading them out to me. And yeah, it'd be great to hear what you guys are thinking. If you enjoyed the process, was it new learning about zonal work? Is the language that you haven't really heard much from us this year? Because next year, I promise you now, it's coming in big. It is coming in big, guys. Again,
Hey, Paul.
Yes, sir.
We got some haircuts, and I'm going to take all this and write it down, keep it in my notes, and I'll start asking Scumbassadors when we schedule education for next year. People want to see some crops. We want to see a mop cut. We want to see mid-fade boogies on curly textured hair, or more of a mod style, which would be something similar to our London Calling collection. Same thing with a shag that lives more in our London Calling collection.
Absolutely.
So,
sounds fantastic.
We'll work on that.
There you go, guys. So it is going to be in the process for our videos and content next year. Be sure to keep an eye out because, like the rest of the Scumbassadors, do a fantastic job of advertising when our next live is. Like today, I was getting notifications from people around the world sharing the pictures. I don't look much like that now. I was closer to looking like this guy. Yes, I may tell client it's me, but don't tell H. Coming through with our last part, guys, it is, of course, that number one. And you can see here, guys, that zone 2 fade work is just looking fantastic and is flowing seamlessly into the top, as well as, of course, zone 1 at the very bottom there. Last piece of little refining, and then we're going to have some fun with some products. And I say some because, you know, gotta catch them all, right? And if you're too young to know what that is a Pokemon reference. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's doing Matt's line out here. So I hope one of the things you've managed to get from tonight, guys, is how excited I get about haircuts and like my work. Because it's like if I'm producing like a look or a cut or a style or anything like that, then I've got to be behind it the whole way. Because it rubs off on clients. If you're excited about your work and you back yourself, then it's like you're not just doing like treating it as like a 9 to 5. Beautiful. Beautiful. Products. Okay. So suggestions I had was green and surf cream. So let's do that. Don't worry. Now, important to remember the surf cream. We've got to apply it slightly different than we would our regular pomades. So we're going to use a lot less of an amount. Look, I'm literally going to use that as a max I'm going to use with that. And it's important, guys, that this one is to completely emulsify it within your hands. You don't want any clumps or bumps or anything like that. So you want to completely emulsify it so you can't see. And we're going to start with a little bit of this. And then we're going to put some green on that as well. Now, guys.
Hey, Paul, we got a question.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite haircut to do, and what cut would you like to get better at?
Oh, that is a very good question. What is my favorite haircut to do? You know what? I think I still love the classics. I really push to not be, say, typecasted, or the same with like Reuzel now with our new collection. It's not just about classic haircuts. But I do feel that with classic haircuts, you get such a variety. You can do different things with partings, with fade work, with different lengths. Yeah, I don't know. Probably still classics for me. Something to improve on is heavily long textured hair. Now, it's one of those things, guys, where I can study more as well. We have a fantastic collection called the London Calling Collection. And the haircuts, if you have not seen those images, then I suggest you go and know Nicholas, because he does, you know, those haircuts are absolutely beautiful and fantastic. It's one of my personal favorite collections that we've done. But yeah, that would be one that I'd be really like, oh, just to yeah, do more of that. Do more of it, because the more I do of it, the better I get. And then because I don't get to do it that often, it's not quite the same, but I get super excited when I do get to do those trims. What about you guys at home? What is your favorite haircut to do, and what could we work on? And again, this kind of links into what you want to see from us guys next year. So yeah, let us know what haircuts you could work on, or is it haircuts, or is it something like nailing down transitions, nailing down your zone work, things like that. If you let us know what you would like to work on, we can absolutely make that happen for you guys. Okay, coming through. Guys, that is sitting absolutely beautifully. Look at that, absolutely smooth, absolutely beautiful. Coming through. Sorry, that's me. And guys, as we're coming into the winter now, it's definitely, well, I assume you are, unless you're in Australia or something like that. Coming into the winter now, so this would be a great opportunity if when you're doing retail with your client, if say Matt typically has a red pomade in his hair, but as we're moving into the winter now, there's a lot more moisture in the air. So this would be the point where I'm transitioning him onto the green, because the green isn't going to get as affected by water and the moisture as if the red would. So again, it's just something to keep in mind, guys, when you're actually consoling your doing a consultation with your clients on products, is to really up your product knowledge. What works best in what season? How can we get them to make sure they have a similar look all around the year? Yeah. So, as you showing that one in a sec. That silhouette, guys, I hope you can see it there. It looks absolutely stunning. Really, really nice and strong. Okay, guys, any final questions before I leave you to it? Unfortunately, I could literally be here all night. It's literally so much fun doing this. So, have you got any other questions for myself, Nicholas, Matt, if you like?
Don't see any questions, just lots of praise, my friend. Lots of praise.
Oh, fantastic, guys. I do appreciate it. And all of us at Reuzel do appreciate it. Again, such a huge thank you for Nicholas for giving those time up to host these amazing things. Huge thank you to Carrie as well, our head of education at Reuzel. Again, guys, be sure to check out our Reuzel University, check out our new cuts. I hope today, as much as enjoying the booty haircut here, I hope you've enjoyed our roadmap in our haircuts, as well as going through the zones on the head. Just to think a process while you're doing your fade work or your top work there. Listen, guys, I have been Paul Taylor-Clinch, the technical training manager for Reuzel Europe. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much for the praise and the comments. It absolutely means a lot. I personally will see you next year now. But like I said, if there's a specific haircut you'd like me to work through or for you guys to see, please do put them in the comments and we will see you very, very soon.
Thanks for hanging out with us today on Facebook, Reuzel Facebook Live. Right before we get out of here, I just want to mention a few things. Our next Reuzel Live presentation is going to be on December 4th, featuring Scumbassador Shane Butler from Scranton, Pennsylvania, and closing out the year, Stephanie Buckley on December 18th. And our last in-person event, December 10th and 11th, a classic cutting class at our academy at the Denver HQ in Denver, Colorado. All the information is on Reuzel.com. Again, thanks for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you next week.